How's the the first? I guess it's been a little over a month at this point on the job treating you.
Well, it's been real exciting, getting a chance to go out there and really do some relationship building with a lot of D1 coaches, agents, Canadian university coaches and stuff. It's been good, for us right now. It's about getting our new identity out there. Both David and I are working real hard and working with the front office here to make sure that everybody knows, what our goals are for this upcoming season. Again, that's going with a younger, hungry, faster team.
When you're coming into a situation with an organization in a city that you're familiar with, how much does that help?
It helps, obviously getting in the front office here and knowing all the people here. We know how to work together. I think it's, winning championships and doing well during a season. It starts with that front office chemistry. It's important. We talk about the hockey outside of chemistry and stuff in the locker room with the equipment guy, the trainer, the coaching staff, all that stuff. But what a lot of people don't realize is a lot of it starts in the front office. And it's been real good, getting in here and working long days and work with the people in here and making sure that we get this thing figured out.
What is going to be the identity of this group with you leading the way?
It's going to be a hard-working, young, hungry team. Again, those are the words we're going to use. I mean, there's going to be no complacency in our game. We're looking for young guys that are motivated to get to the next level. And those are the guys I want to surround myself with. Again, it's going to be passion, enthusiasm, character, a lot of the intangibles that guys can bring to the table. That's what the fans want, and that's what we're going to give them.
You mentioned this off camera, but you said that talks are starting to come together with Norfolk and Anaheim.
Yeah, those things will really start cooking up here in a lot of the the signings and a lot of things after the NHL meetings. A lot of things right now are in a kind of a wait and hold pattern right now, and that's standard in our industry right now until the first week in July. There won't be a lot of news right now, but July you can expect to hear a lot more.
What kind of is once we hit July, once we hit the draft, what's the timetable as far as filling out the roster from there?
I think we'll start moving, quickly. I think we've got a lot of leads and contacts with guys that we're targeting right now, player-wise, and those contacts are working really well. We got a lot of genuine interest from a lot of players that we want here, and we want them to be a Fort Wayne Comet. I think once the draft gets done and kind of some of these players figure out whether or not they're going with an NHL deal or an AHL deal, or if they're going to fit into the East Coast model right away, that's going to help us get some clarity on those players.
You guys have already made a couple of signings. What was it about those guys that you've already acquired that we need to bring these guys back?
Well, Matt obviously is a very talented guy. He was our Rookie of the Year last year for the Fort Wayne Komets. I see a lot of upside in Matt. He's got great range. He's big. He plays that power winger game. The one thing we want to do with Matt, and I talked with him, is just get him to the net more. And that's the one thing that we didn't do last year a lot, was getting inside the dots, is what we like to say, getting to the cage. And I think with his frame and his ability to score in tight, I think that's going to be a big part of our success next year, is getting guys like him to the net. And then obviously Gags coming in late from Major Junior. We liked his toughness. That's a big element to the game that he brings. And there's a lot of upside. He's a big ball of clay. He was an overager last year in Major Junior, and he's coming in this year. He's a great character guy. He sticks up for his teammates. He does a lot of the things that we like and the Fort Wayne fans like.
Is speed going to be a priority in terms of other additional players you're bringing in?
Speed is the top priority.
How much were you able to watch, or just going back and watching tape from last season? How crucial was that lack of speed for last season?
Well, I think, again, speed is a team concept. It starts with obviously things going back, and it starts with the defensemen. The defensemen are a big part of the transition game. It's getting back to pucks quickly, moving the puck quick, and making sure that we get the pucks to the forwards in a pass-ready position right away so they can get up ice and really start pushing the pace. And we got to get the defense involved more in the rush. The game now is teams have numbers back all the time, so you got to get those defensemen up with the play, and that's going to be a big part. Again, our ice surface is a larger ice surface. It's going to fit in well with the style of play that we're going to teach and practice over and over again. And you can look to see us, again, be a very up-tempo, fast team.
This is a franchise that in recent history has won a lot, despite moving up to different leagues. Is 1 year in the ECHL now, is the expectation championship in year 2?
Well, I think that's still really too early. I mean, it's a long process. You can't get from point A to point B so early. I think what I talked to David and management about here when I took this position was not really to talk about that word early on. I said what we really need to commit to, what the ECHL is all about, is it's about developing these players and making sure that we're all coming to get better each and every day. And that really is going to be our identity. Because if we do that, if we work to get better each and every day, we're going to set ourselves up well. We're going to be playing our best hockey come April, and that's what it's all about.
Just the last question. Obviously, the affiliateship is relatively new. Does that make things easier or more difficult as far as building out your roster?
Again, I think it's still early to talk about that because we don't know really where that's at exactly. But I will say this: no matter what happens with our affiliation, I'm going to make sure it's going to be a great relationship. It's going to be something that it's going to be a win-win for both parties. And again, whatever player comes in here, it's my job to make sure that their experience is great here, that they're continuing to develop. And again, on the flip side of that is my guys that maybe aren't contracted guys, is to continue to provide opportunity for my guys to move up, and that's what it's all about.